But he's not as smart as this guy, Jimmy Butler.
But he is smarter than Jimmy Butler. But Jimmy Butler is a very smart basketball player as well.
I love Jimmy Butler.
Yeah.
Miami Heat, what do you think of them?
Bag G. What's annoying about the Miami Heat is not the Miami Heat itself, it's that they're blacked out in my goddamn area. So I have to watch them on Stream East, which is just lower quality, but I still make an effort for it. I love Jimmy. Bam's doing a phenomenal job. I'm very curious to see what they decide to do at the deadline. It was kind of cool to see the Heat right there, or sorry, Jimmy at number 10 in that MVP race right there. But
Miami is 2 games behind the Cavs and Nets, 3 games behind the Sixers. They're 2 games ahead of the Knicks. Like, they're the 6th seed. They're winners of their 7 of their last 10 games. Did we write off the Miami Heat and they not write back?
No, I don't think people are writing them off. I think
they wrote them off in the beginning of the year.
Oh, I think it took them a while to get everybody kind of healthy
and learn how to play with a dead Kyle Lowry.
Well, Kyle Lowry's been stepping up. I will give him that, but it's not the same Kyle Lowry that I would say we're all used to. But he's still, he's still good enough. He's pretty much an untradeable contract. So
he's worse than last year. He got worse.
Well, he wasn't bad last year. He was just in the playoffs. It was really, really, really bad. It was really bad.
I know, but like his stats this year,
he didn't have a bad year last year.
He didn't. He's
37?
Yeah, he's old as fuck.
But yeah, it's not. So
do you want to hear Kyle Lowry's January stats before you continue?
Sure.
7.7 points, 37.5% from the field, 26% from 3, 3.7 rebounds, 3.9 assists. Kyle Lowry is like shitting the bed this month.
Well, hey, Cyro, look in the top right. It is February.
Okay, yeah. Shut the fuck up.
Yeah, these are not ideal statistics that I'm looking at. I don't think it's as bad when I watch the Heat that those are those bad statistics. What is those aren't going to get the job done. I will say that. I do want to make that clear. For a playoff series, that's not going to work for me. But to me, the big worry I have is his assist number from last year is down this year from
No, do you know why this team is playing well?
Bam Adebayo is a top center and Jimmy Butler is a top.
Besides those 2 guys, Victor Oladipo and Gabe Vincent have become their point guard.
Gabe Vincent is very nice. He's very
Gabe
underrated.
Vincent last month in January averaged 11 points a night, 3 assists, 3 rebounds. Then you had Victor Oladipo averaging 5 assists, 5 rebounds, and like 13 points basically. 4 rebounds, my apology.
Yeah. DPDO currently couldn't throw a grape in an ocean, but when he did, he did start the month very hot, and he'll get back to it. So I don't need Kyle Lowry to be this crazy scorer. I do want to see more than 5.3 assists a night, but that's why you have guys like Tyler Hero. That's why I got Jimmy, Bam. They have the scoring. I don't know what exactly they're going to do at the deadline because they're not a great offensive team.
If John Wall's available or bought out, do you think this is the team that should be going the hardest, like full court press on John Wall?
Maybe not full court press, but definitely.
Is he the only?
I think they're teetering on maybe full court press, depending on what John Wall we're going to get.
First off, if we pull up John Wall's stats for the season, they're not bad. I just don't think it's a good fit in Los Angeles for his play style. Like he's shooting about 41%. He's shooting like 41% from the field and 30% from 3. Like again, the stats aren't pretty, but like we've seen like John Wall. I think Miami would be the perfect situation for him.
Yeah.
And there's really no point guards available in the market, like for trades or anything. Nobody has talked about like D'Angelo Russell isn't realistic. And do you want to sign DJ Augustine in free agency? Not
really.
So like, do you think like John Wall is like really the only point guard we know that's somewhat available besides RJ Hampton of the Orlando Magic, do you think John Wall is really the only guard that, if they could bring in John Wall, then they would have a guard rotation of, really they could push Kyle Lowry out of the rotation and only playing when needed, and then have John Wall off the bench and Gabe
He's
Vincent and
not
Victor
gonna.
Oladipo?
No, that would not.
No. Off the bench to start, and then once John Wall gets integrated, he moves into the starting lineup.
I don't like that at all. Kyle Lowry, even though his stats aren't ideal, I think he's still a starter. The Miami Heat are the third best defensive team in the National Basketball Association, and John Wall cannot play defense. So, I know they need assists, they need scoring, they need ball movement. I don't know how I feel about John Wall to the Heat. The idea of it sounds really nice, but I don't think
Are you scared about the spacing?
I just don't. I don't think I don't think it worked. The Miami Heat run a tight ship, and I don't think if he were to go to the Heat, he'd be a starter. I'm curious what Heat fans would think about it.
I just
he does play hard. Who would take this team to a crazy level?
Who?
Little cat named TJ McConnell.
TJ would be awesome, but who would you give up to get him?
Bam Adebayo, Jimmy Butler, and 2 first-round picks is what I would give up for him. No, but shout out. So basically, their biggest issue is scoring. They're actually dead last in scoring at just 108.5 points per game. They have had some guys miss some time, and Vic's been back for a little bit. He'll give you a 10 off of the bench. Caleb Martin has had a good couple of games. I think he had a phenomenal game last night. Duncan Robinson's pretty unplayable in the playoffs, kind of unplayable in the regular season as well. So I think the Heat are definitely trending in the right direction. Defense wins championships, and that's what they got. So we'll see what they decide to do. I'm very curious on it. John Wall isn't the worst idea at all, but that Kyle Lowry contract it's almost unmovable. It is unmovable, actually. So.
My dog's the biggest bitch in the world. She just started barking at me because I had the heated blanket and she wanted it. So she just made me give up the heated blanket so she can lay on it. But
Pitbull outside.
Look,
she wanted me to pet her.
I just think realistically, I'm not going to sit here and say John Wall would take the Miami Heat over the edge, but playoff time, if they could have this 3-man guard rotation of John Wall, Kyle Lowry, and Gabe Vincent, they all give you a different thing. Gabe Vincent would be the microwave. John Wall would be like the defense and like downhill relentlessness, and Kyle Lowry would be your floor general. Kyle Lowry would be like the balance guy who he doesn't do too much of everything, but he does the right thing. And then you would have John Wall be like that downhill guy that you're like, John Wall, when you go out there, we need you balls to the wall, playing defense, forcing turnovers, setting up passes, and attacking the rim. And then when Gabe Vincent comes in, we're like, just start shooting threes and be a microwave.
So this is kind of interesting here. Apparently, this is 2 days ago. Apparently, so we know like Kyle Lowry wasn't really available recently, which was kind of surprising in general. The teams are continuing to call about Kyle Lowry, which I find absolutely.
Okay, here. If you're guy, seriously, there. So we talked about this. Shut up, Mike
Conley.
Listen to this. We talked about this the other day. Kawhi Leonard told the Clippers management that he's expecting them and wants them to make a trade for a point guard before the deadline, with Fred VanVleet and Kyle Lowry being his number one options. I think Kyle Lowry's a bit more gettable than Fred VanVleet for a cheaper price. But the problem is how do you do that deal? How do you do that deal? For Kyle Lowry's making what, $28 million or $30 million this season? So who do you send? Is it going to be like Robert Covington, John Wall, and Luke Kennard for Kyle Lowry and a first-round pick?
I don't like Luke Kennard. He's making 28 for the next 2 years. I don't like Luke Kennard on it because the Miami Heat already have too many shooters who can't play defense on bigger contracts. But the Clippers are a perfect fit for it. I don't like the idea of no matter who I'm getting, if I'm the Miami Heat, I don't like the idea of getting rid of Kyle Lowry for John Wall, even if I'm getting Rocco and.
Here's this one: Robert Covington, Nick Batum, and John Wall for Kyle Lowry and a first-round pick.
I really don't like the idea of getting rid of Kyle Lowry, but his playoffs last year were pretty bad. I think it's a major downgrade going from Kyle Lowry to just John Wall.
But dude, imagine the Heat with Nick Batum and Robert Covington, not just John Wall. Nick Batum and Robert Covington would literally imagine Bam Adebayo, Jimmy Butler, Nick Batum, Robert Covington, either Tyler Hero or John Wall. That'd be so much defense.
They're a pretty good team now. They have great defense now.
But the length.
They have length now.
Okay, you're just not
get Jay Crowder.
You're not saying what I'm saying. Don't say you get Jay Crowder when you have the possibility of getting Robert Covington and Nick Batum.
Why are we acting like those are...
Why are we acting like Jay Crowder isn't on the same level as those guys? Why is Jay Crowder making less money than those guys?
Why did Chandler Parsons get $120 million? I don't know. Shit happens. Free agency isn't about what is your price. Free agency also is about what are teams willing to pay for you, how desperate are teams.
Well, it looks like the Los Angeles Lakers aren't desperate enough.